Welcome back to UAP Rant episode 22 in the series now. I just want to recap on a couple of the previous episodes just to bring us back up to speed. We were talking about hyperspace or time as the fourth dimension as a scalar variable and connecting it to the five observables of UAP. And so just to summarize on that before we carry on today, and look at how we as scientists can develop better the science around all this. And in retrospect, going back to the fact that I referred to our missing science as field repulsion science, which seems to spread across many sciences and account for our lack of understanding of Maxwell's original quaternion notation, its modification by Heaviside, the Lorentz equations, and Einstein's space-time and special relativity. We seem to be missing this whole original quaternion notation where time was scalar and four-dimensional, rather than Einstein referring to time as itself as the fourth dimension and having a direction, and then that was modified, of course, through Heaviside and vector calculus, because Einstein must have been well aware of Maxwell's work, but somewhere along the line that quaternion notation for scalar time has been put aside. So just to summarize, hyperspace in the fourth dimension, we have time as a scalar quantity, bridges the 3D space and the higher dimensional hyperspace where interdimensional travel might occur, and we were talking about how that relates to light orbs and rods, UAP and other craft or UFOs, and the perception of UAP themselves. Observations of UAP light rods and orbs can be perhaps explained as higher dimensional objects or effects visible within our 3D reality, because we talked about the looking glass effect where we're perhaps seeing the silhouette of an object that is in another time or space within a temporal anomaly, either created by the object itself or harnessed within some sort of temporal anomaly where energy coalesces to make that happen. And then finally, interdimensional travel. We talked about the manipulation of space-time and hyperspace as offering plausible mechanisms for the five observables of UAP, and that included instantaneous acceleration and disappearing and reappearing at points in time and space, and their ability to turn or reorientate on a dime and overcome inertia. So those theories not only link advanced physics to observed phenomena, but also suggest that mastering the fourth dimension in hyperspace could unlock our ability to traverse the space outside ourselves and time, and potentially other dimensions if we had the technology to harness the energy to do that, of course. So I'm just moving into one other aspect of that before we talk about what we do as scientists, and that's torsion fields. For some reason, we don't seem to discuss a lot about torsion fields. I know gravity waves is in the equation there somewhere with UAP, but I want to come back to torsion fields, because if we're talking about Maxwell's electromagnetic atom and time and as scalar and four-dimensional and electric in its interaction with space-time and harnessing energy by craft, we need to consider torsion fields, because if everything spins from atoms to mass to planets to solar systems to galaxies, and we have all this angular momentum, then surely we must be surrounded by torsion fields. And I know there's a lot of work by Russian scientists. I think Korsarev is one of those, and Shipov is another one, not only looking at torsion fields in biologics or the life sciences, but also torsion fields in terms of object motion and rotation, and their application in technology or technological applications. So I think there's another piece of this puzzle sitting there in torsion fields, which I do go into in other podcasts on my website for AD Morgan Media on YouTube, in previous podcasts on other aspects that we talk about when I do book reviews and look at scientists and our missing sciences. So I think field repulsion science, somewhere there's a link with torsion fields too, coming into that equation. So in subsequent episodes, what I want to do, just with the last few now, is talk about what we can do as scientists in terms of the application of science and the paradigm shift in thinking. Because if we keep applying known science to the phenomena, we're just going to keep chasing our tails and going round and round in circles. And I think we're starting to realize that we need to step back and go, okay, where is the science for all this? Why are we not understanding it? And what are we missing here? What's been misplaced, coveted, covered up, pushed aside, and taken offline in terms of public science? And I've been alluding to that all through this podcast series. So we'll start looking at what we can do as scientists and building that science in the last few episodes of this podcast series. So I look forward to talking about that soon.